More than 3 decades on, here comes South Africa's date with destiny. They finally get to be part of a Men's World Cup final. They take on India in Bridgetown, Barbados. What can we expect from the Proteas? Let's look ahead to that. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watch Show. We're in the company of Morne Morkel, a man who hasn't stopped beaming ever since South Africa finally crossed that semi-finals hurdle. Morne, thank you so much for your company. So many years of trying, so many years of heartbreak, near misses. Before we get into the tactical setup of this final, just explain to us what this occasion means to South Africa.
Yeah, it's obviously in the history of South Africa. It's massive. So many teams have tried and fallen short, and this group of guys have finally made it over that semi-final hurdle. And I just online, speaking to family back home, the whole country is just full of joy, so excited for the final on Sunday. They can't wait for it. And hopefully the Proteas can make history, because we know, as with sport in South Africa, how that unites the country. These guys on Sunday will go out, and in the back of their minds, they'll know that they are going, and they're going to make a country hopefully proud. And like I said, it is just the excitement in South Africa is right up there. They're all looking forward to it. So fingers crossed, for a great game.
And in that sense, the last 15 or 16 months have been quite remarkable for South African sport on the whole, haven't they? Because you go back to early last year, the women's side made it to the T20 World Cup final. The Springboks did what they did. It's been a hugely successful period for South African sport, and this just adds to that story.
For sure, South Africa, with this sport, had a fantastic year. Unfortunately, in our game, that you still need to go and win a final on Sunday, which is going to be massive. It's a great achievement reaching the final, but winning it is a different story. It's not going to be given. We're up against a quality team that's done it before, a lot of experience in that side. So I reckon we're all looking forward to it, but we're nervous. But like the South Africans, the team, we believe that that this year is our year, and we're going to be behind them, I think, as a country. And yeah, I just got a feeling with the way how South Africa went in this campaign. A lot of small moments went their way. They've played some fantastic cricket in pressure situations. They've been very calm. So they've sort of made, I wouldn't say made themselves bulletproof, but they've leathered themselves well for this final. They've prepared themselves for this final. So it's all up to Sunday now to go out, and you've got the cliche word, but you've got nothing to lose. You can go out and just give it all. We had so many heart-sore moments, and I think that the players will reflect on that for a split second, and then walk onto that field, chest out, confident, and hoping to put India on the back foot.
When you look at the campaign South Africa have had, and especially when you talk about getting over the line in those tense moments, how much credit will you give to Aiden Markram, his captaincy, his tactics, and also the sense of calm?
A lot of credit. I think for a team to win close games, it starts right at the top with your captain and your leader. I was so impressed with Aiden this whole World Cup. How calm he's been on the field, how clear it was sitting on the couch here watching the games. The communication was on the field. I think every bowler that got the ball in hand knew exactly what was expected of him. So roles, I think was clear. And with the batting, those guys had to work through tough conditions, and him walking in at 3, he showed at times that maturity. But I think just in general, for me, Aiden's personality is a calm guy. He's a calm personality. He's a guy that will challenge, the players. And in an environment where you've got a lot of seniority and you've got a lot of senior players, it's important to keep those guys, motivated, and you need to keep them challenged to go out and achieve, greater things. So I think he's got the mix perfectly right this World Cup in terms of, connecting that environment, a team space, and getting that whole group to buy in. And with that, with Aiden, you also need to mention the coaching staff. I think Rob Walter, a new coach that came in and took over this white ball team, has done a fantastic job. We always mention the players, but it's that engine room that we don't often speak about or see that also needs to get a bit of credit. So to that whole management, the whole leadership group, for me, that they've been spot on this World Cup, getting South Africa through tough situations, getting them sort of back onto the horse after quick turnarounds at certain times.
Yeah, and the one Aiden Markram number that I'm sure all South African fans are going to keep handy. He's led South Africa in 16 games at different World Cups, under 19, ODI, and now T20. He's won all 16 of them. So can he make it 17 now? Now let's look at the tactical side of this final. Playing India in Bridgetown, Barbados. What do you, Morne, are the most important boxes for South Africa to tick?
Well, I think the most important thing is going to be the conditions. I think there's been the biggest sort of guessing game at this World Cup is, first of all, the toss. What you're going to do at the toss. Can you sum up the conditions? What's going to be a good score if you bat first? Can you, with that new ball, if you're going to get the opportunity, put India on the back foot? So that's all the things that South Africa would ponder and think about. But obviously for them, key in this contest is to go out and first of all, believe that they can win against a powerful India team. Take the World Cup final occasion, put it for one side for a second, and just play the moments, small moments as well as possible. And then, I think with the bat in that power play, really try and get that platform. I've always spoken about the dangerous middle order of South Africa, with the bat, Quinton, Reza, those guys to get off to a good start in that first 10 overs, and then hopefully a strong finish with the bat. And with the ball, I mean, we've seen how dangerous this bowling attack of South Africa is. Wickets is going to be crucial. You want to get Rowan back, walking back as quick as possible. You want to keep Virat under as much pressure as possible in this final. And then early wickets going to be key. And for me, from an Indian side of view, it's South Africa's first World Cup, so they will be under pressure. There will be butterflies, and how well can they squeeze South Africa in those moments? They've got obviously a lot of quality with the ball and with the bat. So I reckon, they will look to apply a lot of pressure onto South Africa quite early in this game, and hoping that South Africa would either try and make a move and chase a big total, or they'll, will sort of slowly fall behind.
Given that possible pressure that comes with playing a World Cup final for the first time, what would you prefer as the route to take for South Africa to win the toss? Is it better to bat first and not chase?
Again, the conditions will allow, but I always believe in finals, and everybody will always say runs on the board, is crucial. South Africa, luckily at the moment, or the way they've played this World Cup, they've got the luxury that they can defend well, and I think they can chase well with their batting. So I reckon they would look to bat first, put a score on the board, and then with the bowling attack, try and knock India over. We know India, they've got some quality in that team in terms of chasing the game. Virat is a master of breaking a run chase down. Roads, his experience is key. So that's going to be a thing that they'll discuss. But I think go up in front, put back your powerful batting lineup, put the runs on the board in the final, and then from there, they can always create pressure with the ball.
The one question that's being asked of every team, seeing the kind of form Jasprit Bumrah and Kuldeep Yadav in particular are in, is how you tackle those 8 overs, because they tend to have a huge bearing on every game. So how should South Africa look to approach those 8 overs? Do a couple of batters need to be just given a set role that you go after them?
I think you need to just play on the moment. Yes, they know that Jasprit can take wickets up front. He's going to be crucial at the death, potentially bowling 2 overs at the death there. Do they start pushing a little bit earlier in that, in a batting innings to try and get to a respectable score? But I honestly feel that we can't overthink that situation. Kuldeep is obviously in the middle. He's unbelievable for India. He's a wicket taker. He can stop the game. He can create a lot of pressure. But yeah, like I said, South Africa needs to take the nerves, take those moments, out of the equation, and really just, for me, focus ball by ball. And what is the best shot? What is your best sort of option? In that small, in small little windows. Because India's got a lot of quality, not just with them, but actually they've got a lot of spin options. So you can't really just plan around two guys. So they have to take the aggressive route, look to score. I think all those players in the South African team, when they look to score, they get into good positions, and they get the ball away. As soon as you go too defensive, they might get themselves stuck. So I would like South Africa to just go out and attack them, play the conditions as well as possible, find out what is a pass score, communicate that, and then work out a blueprint in terms of how you're going to get your target.
All right, now just looking at both the innings, South Africa batting and South Africa bowling, pick out one key player or one key phase for you which could have a huge bearing on whether or not South Africa win this final.
Yeah, normally they say, the power play, a lot of teams can lose the game outside the power play. The power play doesn't really have any effect. But I just think in the conditions at the moment that we've seen in this World Cup, the power play is crucial. You don't want to lose too early wickets with the bat in hand. Also, but you need to sum up the conditions on how to go about things. So for me, it's going to be it's that first 10 overs for both teams are going to be huge. How they get to the new ball, how they settle their nerves, how they sum up the conditions. How do you play a combination of Bumrah, Siraj if he's playing, or Arshdeep if he's playing? How's India going to counter a Jansen, Nortje, a Rabada coming at them? So I think a lot of this is going to be determined in both sides. It's going to be in that first 10 overs, how they set up their games. Setting and chasing.
All right, then. We leave it there, Morne, Morkel. Wish you all the best for the first-time final for South Africa. Should be a fun affair. Thank you so much for setting it up for us. It is going to be the first time. No team has ever gone unbeaten to win the Men's T20 World Cup crown. Whichever way this one ends, that will change on Saturday in Barbados.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch